Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, God. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeks. We encourage you to stay geeks, man. Listen, we promise y'all a very satisfying finale. It's your boy Real. We got BJ in the building. We got BA in the building. No Cuz today, man. He'll be back on Tuesday. Listen, man, if you guys are into geek culture, geek content, anything, man, deal with the geek culture, man. Do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We do this every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. And also, too, if you guys can hit them likes for us, man, that'd be much appreciated as well. That helps out the channel in more ways than you know. So go ahead and do that for us. Hit the subscribe button, join us here, and also hit that like button. If you got any questions, any comments, man, addressing any of the topics that we bring up here, man, do us a favor. Put it there in the comment section, and we'll address those at the end of the show. All right. Well, fellas, let's get to it, man. It was the end of an era. I know Big J is sad he was crying last night and all that stuff, man, but it's gonna be okay, Big J. You know, we got other shows to talk about, man. Listen, man, before we do all that, let's go ahead and stop and show some love real quick, man, to the merch of the channel. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. If you're interested in any of the merch of the channel, simply scroll down to the description box. There's links to each one of them, like the one I have on here, the G.I. Joe theme, Cuz We Geek shirt is down in the description box. So check it on out. Well, fellas, let's get to it, man. Got a lot to talk about this show here, man. So we're gonna get straight to it. But let's go ahead and warn folks right now, man. If you haven't seen it, which I'm surprised you haven't, but if you haven't seen the boys last episode or at all the boys, I'm warning you now. Spoilers. We about to get to all the spoilery goodness of the boys in the season. I keep saying season series finale. There's no more boys. Okay, there's no more boys. Spinoffs, but no more regular boys. But check this out. Let's go ahead and get to it, fellas. BJ, you better not start calling this crime, man. I missed the boys show. I don't want to hear all that, BJ.
That sounds nothing like me.
Listen, man. we about to get to the boys spoiler talk here. So what we normally do is we kind of give our thoughts on the show, the episode, and all that stuff, and then we'll give our Kaioken rating of scale 1 to 10 at the end of the discussion, man, and let y'all know what we give it on a scale of 1 to 10. All right. So let's get to it, fellas. Let me start with these little tidbits here, man. It's a lot to take from it. So a lot of people online have some questions and some thoughts. So let's see what they're talking about, and then we'll give ours here, y'all. So check this out. The boys' finale didn't betray you. It just never showed up. So let's see what they're talking about with this. Check it out. Not asking for Endgame, Iron Man 1 would have done it. Says nobody needed a 3-hour cinematic event. Audience were expecting the Avengers. They would have settled for one clean, earned, satisfying fight. Something with stakes, weight, and a payoff that felt deserved. Tony in a cave in 2008 set the bar. The boys had 5 seasons to build up and still managed to limbo dance right under it. See what else he got here. Said the finale wasn't the problem. The whole season was. The dark humor that made the boys unmissable, gone. The gut punch twist that made you gasp mid-bite, nowhere. What replaced them was safe, restrained, and oddly quiet. By episode 4, the finale failure was already written. The ending didn't portray the season. The season was the portrayal. I asked y'all this question after episode 4. I hope y'all remember that. And it's funny they brought this up because I said this after episode 4, but we'll get to that. The marketing team owes us an apology. I mean, we brought this up a million times.
Mm-hmm.
The poster promised carnage. Yep. The trailers were cut like a war was coming. Every promo reel was designed to make you believe this was going out on a blaze of beautiful, bloody chaos. It was fiction. It was not the good kind. He said the hype machine built a show that the actual show had no intention of being. That's not excitement. That's false advertisement. Boy, somebody preaching. I don't know who this person is. So check this out, y'all. These are some takeaways from that last episode. Homelander's fast enough to chase a train, but couldn't escape the Oval Office. The Lord of the Seas, quote unquote, the deep, but can't swim at super speed. Sage, the smartest woman on Earth, gets outplayed by Soldier Boy. The power scaling in the boys is diabolical. And then check this out. Eric, is it Kripke?
Okay. Yeah.
Kripke responds to fans criticizing the final season of The Boys. Let's see what he got to say, y'all. It's got to be something interesting, right? But apparently, just because it's not a plot, it's not plot, you're like nothing happened. I'm like nothing happened. What? The craziest, biggest move happened. It just wasn't someone shooting someone else and going pew pew pew. And if that's what you want, you're just watching the wrong show. Now, BJ, I know BA wasn't on this episode. We talked about this, but you remember me talking about these producers of these shows who have a lot of expectation, making excuses before they come out?
Started that right here. Yeah, he started it. Oh, yeah. I told you that's the whole character of the worm. That's what the worm was, them telling you it's gonna suck.
Yeah. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We've got this last one here. I'm gonna BA get say this to us. He says, the Gen V creator confirms that the canceled third season would have been a continuation of The Boys series finale. We finna get on all that too, because people complain about that too. We talked about it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just go ahead and get to it, fellas, because there's a lot to get into about this show, man. BJ, what's your thoughts on this, man? What's your thoughts on the finale, the show, all that good stuff, man?
Like I tell you, the problem with they left way too many threads undone. If they weren't going to finish the story of the Gen V people, they should have never introduced them. They should have never started the show. They should have never tied the two shows together. They should have been standalone.
Or just finish their story in The Boys.
Yeah.
I said that last show. It would make more sense.
Maybe add a couple episodes to season 5 and then incorporate their story. That way you could have something, because it's like you said about that, like, oh, we'll see him again and other stuff. What, bought in Mexico? You know what I'm saying? The Boys Mexico. It's like I said, they're making a lot of excuses, and I'm tired of these showrunners and these creators doing it. Like I said, they fail to meet expectations that they set, and then you can blame the marketing team and all that. But we talked about it last week when they had the poster of Homelander above the White House with all the soups and all the stuff going on.
Yep.
And none of that was in the show.
Nope.
And just like they set up all the stuff with Soldier Boy all season, but that was only to do a commercial or a trailer for Vought Rising. You're moving on to your next project, and you're not worried about this. You're not servicing the current project and the storylines that you've set up. You're like, oh, we got to go back and tell a story that was said 50 years ago. So let's go ahead and hurry speed rush this thing so we can get back to talking about the new important thing. And like I said, the fact that he did not integrate the Gen V characters at all just lets you know it's just discombobulated. You know what I'm saying? It's like he didn't value them as characters. Seems like to some extent they didn't really watch the show, but somebody else made a good point that these I forgot how old Eric Kripke is, but they were saying like I think the Gen V showrunners were younger, and it may be that Kripke just didn't know how to handle those teenage and early 20 characters in the show, because he couldn't write for them. Because like I said, like you see, they seem totally not totally different, but like I said, they seem different than they were in The Boys. Like, I mean, in Gen V. In Gen V, they were like, at the end of Gen V season 2, they were confident. They were, at the peak of their powers. They had kind of leveled up. And then in The Boys season 5, they're like, oh, we forgot how to fight. We don't know what we're doing. We're just here. We just running background for y'all. And I'm like, she's supposed to be the second most powerful super, or the most powerful super on the planet. And she's reduced to, oh, I forgot how to fight. My bad. All the other stuff in the storylines, and like I said, the shelving Soldier Boy setting up Chemical to be the ultimate end. I thought that was weak. And then, like we talked about our predictions last week. Like I think I nailed almost all the deaths. I think I did nail all the deaths in the predictions and who
Mhm.
survived. But I figured that Annie was going to be the one that killed, take out the deep. But it was a combination of Annie and the fish. You know, but that's weird because once again, why would she fly him to the beach if you're in the middle of a fight in the White House and he's most powerful in the water? Because she didn't know about him not being able to go in the water.
Yeah, she didn't. She
So
didn't.
why would she fly him to the beach to fight? That's like, you know what I'm saying? That makes it. That's like flying Superman to the sun to fight him. You know what I'm saying? That makes zero sense to me. But it was a convenient plot device that yeah, we're gonna land here at the beach so we could fight right next to the water. So you could do whatever, have your fish come up on land and kill me or whatever. It didn't make sense. It was satisfying for her to be the one to take him out because of the way they introduced her in the first episode. That was like the circle being complete. But like I said, the fact that she flew him to a beach made no sense, and a lot of stuff just didn't make sense the way they did it in this story. You know, Ryan, he did show up, but he had like maybe what 4 hits on Homelander, and before he got
Yeah,
knocked
he bumped him in the air and held him and all that. That's about it, I guess.
And like I said, Homelander was able to fly at what, Mach 1, chasing A Train down, but he couldn't get away from them tentacles. He could laser the tentacles off, but he wasn't strong enough to break the tentacles off just by flying away from him, or quick enough to get away from him. We even saw when Frenchie knocked in the last episode when Frenchie knocked on the wall to try and get him away from Chemical, and you couldn't even blink it. He was at the door on the other side of the door where Frenchie was, but he
Right.
couldn't move fast enough to get away from Ryan and Butcher.
No.
And then and then with Chemical and her having to get her pep talk to get from Frenchie, from the dead Frenchie. It reminded me of X-Men First Class. Remember when they were trying to teach Magneto it wasn't about rage, but it was about being at peace and the powers inside you. That's what that kind of reminded me of it. Oh no, it's not about your rage. Won't care.
It's about your hearts.
It's about your heart, the power of heart. It's like Captain Planet. It's like I said, I was not happy, but I knew it was going to be a letdown because we started seeing this whole season was a letdown. We weren't
Yep.
getting constant deaths. We weren't getting constant things tied up because they could have been tying up storylines throughout
As
the
they were
series.
going. Yeah.
Yes, and he
Yeah.
was the last thing. Let's try and climb 14 things in one hour and 5 minute episode instead of making it 2 hours or whatever. Whatever you got to do to make the story comprehensive and complete, they didn't do it.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
What you got to be?
BA loved it.
No notes.
So what they did do, right? I guess. Um, I wasn't mad at the Huey Butcher fight. I enjoyed that. Um, they tied in a lot of storylines together throughout their history, even down to Butcher's hesitation, and he had to shoot him, and then Butcher resolved that he took that death off of him, saying that I gave you no choice in a sense, right? So it gave him a clean streak, so he doesn't necessarily have that on his conscience. Um, the fight in the office was it was interesting. Like I said, I didn't like the Kimiko angle. You know, she could have had issues earlier and then worked it out. Not necessarily during the fight sequence. We see this break in action to show that. I wasn't a fan of that. I wasn't a fan of a lot of things in this last episode. I wasn't a fan of Gen V and how they kind of just said, just go about your business, don't get tied into this. Um, yeah, I didn't like that. I understand it now. I didn't at the time, so I had to think about that. That's why I asked you for that slide. Um, and I'll get back to that later. Soldier Boy on Ice, I get it. I get why they did it. That's also something that I'll get to a little bit. Um, and like I said, like once you realize that this whole thing is Sister Sage, oh god, Jesus. Oh man, that was bad. That was also
Yeah.
bad.
That was bad.
I get it. I get what they were trying to do. She's just, she wanted to be the first test subject, I guess. Um, and mind you, I was watching this on my phone, and I didn't see that scene at all. It was like I don't know whether like it was glitchy or something. I seen the scene later. I said, "What the hell is this?"
Oh, when she got hit?
Yes, I had to go back rewatch
okay.
it on like the TV, and I was like, "Oh wow!" Like they completely didn't have that on when I was watching it. But I was like, "Okay." She doesn't want that strain of being that. So I guess there's some questions. I got way more questions. I guess more than anything else.
Why you got questions, BA, when they tied everything up like a nice little bow? What's going on?
Because they tied it up as in this. The boys is finished. The universe is not finished.
Yeah.
They have what's the show called again that's coming up?
Vault Rising.
Vault Rising. Did they say Vault Rising 1965?
No, it's
You know
still
what's
in the
funny?
50s.
You asked that, BA, and I swear to God, I was gonna bring that up to y'all. I wonder if they're gonna go back and forth.
Yes,
I've heard that. So they asked Kripke that question, and he wouldn't answer, which means yes, because they asked him and said, "Are we going to see time jumps in Vault Rising with even some modern day stuff?" And he wouldn't answer. He said, "I can't answer that."
I think that's exactly what they're doing. I think that's
because you didn't kill everybody off.
He didn't kill everybody off, and it's the name of it. The name gives it away. It's Vault Rising. I'm going to show you the origins of Vault, but I'm also going to show you where Homelander left Vault is going to then rise again, and then we have to deal with the current version, and that's what we're going to see. That's why Ryan is with MM. He wasn't with MM all goddamn series, like, and now he's your best man down there at the wedding. Why? Why is that? Because somehow, some way, Soldier Boy is going to come off of ice, and he's probably going to form a new team in a sense, with Ryan being right there. So Ryan is have to go against him. Now, where's it? Where's his power? Right? I thought he got zapped. Right? No one knows how long the power zap, if he gets power zapped from Kimiko. We haven't seen any evidence of that. We saw Butcher assume this, but there's no evidence of this in a sense, because he was the one that was created naturally from V. So it's not like it's added to him. It's in his DNA. But with that being said, I can see Sister Sage coming back. There was nothing saying that what Kimiko did was finalized. It could be temporary, but the people that she hit, they died in a sense, right? Butcher died, Homelander died. So we don't even know if it's long term or not. So these are some of the things that you have to see if they're going to play out in a sense. And that's why they said with season 3 of Gen V is like they said, well, it's going to kind of, if we did a season 3, it's going to come with it's going to continue from the season finale. Well, instead of continuing the season finale, let's come up with a whole new show and put them in the show. So Gen V was just like a Generation V. It was school based. The school is over. It's done. But the characters we still want to see. We want to see them incorporated in the regular life, regular Vault life in a sense. That's what you're going to see. So you're going to see people from the past. But that's only for maybe 1, maybe 2 seasons tops, if not mixed in throughout the thing, because they did a great job of showing you that. But we also going to see how Vault rises, because they made sure to show you Stan Edgar. They made sure to show you him taking over in a sense. And that ties into the conversation him and MM had. They had a conversation saying, I'm going to continue Vault once this whole thing is over. Well, if you're going to continue Vault, I'm going to be on your ass once this thing is over with. They are going to continue that. That doesn't stop in a sense. So you're going to see the new Vault in its new creation, and however that looks, with people from Gen V, the survivors of Homelander, and so on and so forth. This whole season, now that I think about it, is a promotion of Vault Rising in its entirety. And once I looked at it from that lens, in which I shouldn't have to, that's the problem. You should have finished. You should have stuck your landing, and we wouldn't have had no problem. But you went too heavy into promoting a whole nother series in which we would have watched anyway. But I get it, right? They don't have a source material. There's no source material when it comes to the Vault Rising thing. I think the source material was all alongside of the boys. Right. So this is new. They're going into a new territory, so they wanted to try to hone in as much as possible without people saying, "Well, if you ain't got the original story, I'm not gonna watch it." No, when they show you these people and they got the trailer, some of the trailers starting to leak out and stuff like that for the new Vault Run. Oh yeah, that's Soldier Boy. Oh yeah, that's Stormfront. Oh yeah, that's Torpedo Dude. Like we're gonna start saying those things, and we're gonna get to, and they're gonna create stories and things like that. But they use the last season. It's a play. Like, I wouldn't have done it. I don't think nobody on this panel would have done it that way. But they thought I'm gonna sink in everybody from season 5 because we're all watching it. Everyone's watching how it ends, just so we can promote the whole next series, the entire season long. That's why people say the season was a disappointment. This is a disappointment. All these other things is to them. They see it as a success. They plotted points. They introduced characters. They did these things. They put emphasis on the past. So we have all these plot lines in which we think are question marks, which they are, but no, they're just unsolved things because we got a whole new series, guys, to solve all those problems that you guys have, or at least a majority of
them. Right. What you say, BJ?
That's what I took.
A couple things he brought up that I thought about, like you mentioned Sage, and there was a thing about Sage, and we talked about how poorly she was written. Somebody made a good point on a video I watched a few weeks ago. They were saying that the problem with writing someone to be the smartest person in the world is if you're not smart yourself, then you won't be able to write someone. You can't think like a smart person. You think how you think a smart person would be. But if you're not smart yourself, you can't write as if you're smarter than everybody else. And
which is why when they talking about she only based everything off probability, like you can read people's body language, and that's how I know what they're gonna do. And it's like, and so when Soldier Boy did what he did, and she was all confused and whatever, that made her look stupid. It's like, bro, wait, what? You probably the smartest person on the planet. You know what I mean? And that's how they. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. But no,
because they was gonna say, like, even they talk about it, like the guys Rick and Morty, they consult with neuroscience physicists and all that, so they can come up with the stuff, so they can sound smart when they're talking about it. So they have people who are like consultants on the scripts to get them not, but they just seem like they were like, she's super smart. Let's just. It was all my plan all along. That's what she say every time something goes wrong. This is all part of my plan. Now let's go to phase 2. And I'm like, but she never ever described her plan to anybody. And so we don't know what her plan ever really was.
She had written down the book.
Yeah, the book that we never saw, the little Brave Maeve book. Yeah, but that plus, like you said, the fact that they completely botched the Ryan situation, because Ryan could not lose his powers. His powers are genetic. They're not based on compound V. He never got a shot. That's why they made a huge thing of him being the first natural born soup. So you can't burn it out of his blood because it's in his DNA. So it was dumb for him to, he's depowered. How?
They never said that. Only Butcher said that.
No.
I think it's implied though.
Yeah, he never like when he said he lost his power. He just kind of like he didn't say nothing. So yeah, I don't know if they were trying, but they kind of act like, Ryan is, because I think even Kripke said something about Ryan not having power in one of the interviews. And I'm like. And some people ask the question like, how?
That's why people online were killing it. Like, bro, he's supposed to be a natural born soup. How he lose his powers?
And then people were trying to, because people were confused, and they were like, well, Maverick has the same powers of Translucent, and Polarity's son Andre had the same powers as Dad. But the thing is,
we talked about that earlier in the season anyway. We talked about that Gen V.
Yeah, but they got shots of Gen V as children.
Shot, and then their genetic code makes
got the same power. Yeah,
predisposed to the same power.
But Ryan did not get shot. That's why they said he was the first natural born suit. Even though Homelander was,
I said, but that don't mean that he can't get temporarily stunned from it.
How? So let's say, like, that's like saying
it's still a radiation shot that she threw at him. Like, he just ain't gonna bounce off of that. Like, it's still gonna hit him. Now, could he be getting his powers back relatively quicker? Like probably like the next week or something like that. It's a strong possibility. But he still got smashed with that energy beam. Like it still hit him.
But they said it burned the V out of your blood. And that's the thing. I'm like, if you don't have V in your system, then how's it burning it out of your system?
It didn't burn it out. It just stunned it. I'm just talking for the sake of him having his powers right back. And no one necessarily, Cracky could be wrong his goddamn self. And I don't care if he created it.
No, he's wrong. That's the thing. He's wrong about it because
Did he run the show, the whole entire show, the whole time?
He was a showrunner. He didn't direct every episode, but he was a showrunner.
I was saying he was the showrunner for the whole entire series.
Mhm.
I can't tell, bro.
But like I said, he didn't showrun Gen V. They had a whole different.
We knew about that part.
Yeah.
But the Gen V part is what gets me. I think we talked about it on a couple episodes, on a couple shows. I said, bro, I remember. I think I asked y'all, does it feel like maybe if we're seeing, like BA said, I think they was in there for a total 3 minutes. Matter of fact, what's the old girl name that can shrink herself? Is it Emma?
Emma.
She had the most talking lines.
Bro, she had the most talking lines for 30 seconds.
She had 2 lines. That was it.
You know what I'm saying? For 30 seconds. It's like, oh, there she is right there. Her color, like you said, she just, okay, up, now I'm gone. That's how she said. It's like, wait, what? This how we gonna get from you? We had this whole big old fight at the White House. None of y'all, you don't think you could have used Kate or
Jordan?
What's her girl name? Jordan. Any of them, bro? You could. What's her girl name? Ben Blood. What's her name?
Marie Moreau.
Marie. Yeah, Marie. You can use her.
It's not
her sister could have let you know. You could have been. Your sister's a psychic. You could have used her for something.
It's not their
but
fight.
You heard what so Kripke said. He was like, it wouldn't be satisfying to have a character from a spinoff show be the one to defeat him. But why would you set her up in the spinoff show to be the one to defeat him?
So once again, sorry, go ahead, BJ. Okay,
no, I'm saying the whole point of that show was you're building her up as the only Homelander. She's Odessa Omega level soup. You know what I'm saying? She's the only other Odessa baby. So she has his power level, and she can kill B1 soup. So if we see, because she killed old boy.
That was her fight. If you look at it in that sense and separate the two, their fight, the Gen V fight, was Godolkin. Period.
But they set it up to be Homelander.
That was a setup not only to fight Homelander. We get that, but that was Butcher fight. That was Huey fight. That was their fight. Their fight is going to be continued on somewhere else. They're going to continue that story on somewhere else. But they had to finish their fight. It would look kind of awkward if he's getting held down from Marie Moreau and then Butcher did something. Like it's not a fight.
My thing is, I'm not necessarily saying fight Homelander. Why weren't they there to help with the final climax? That's what I was talking about. Like they was nowhere in sight. Like BJ said, you hype these people up. This is my two things on that though. One is, if you didn't have any plans to use them in your show, why did you put them in this series? I mean, in this season. Second thing is, did they make you put them in there? Because like, if you're telling me you just threw them in there for 2 minutes away total for the whole entire season, then it sounds like to me somebody just forced you to put them, just shoehorn them in there any way you can, man. As long as they in there, that'll show there's a connection between both of the shows.
When you ask that question, where are they?
So when I ask, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you would ask if they wasn't not if what you're saying is factual and they're not in it at all. You'd be like, well, where are they?
We're still saying it though. We're still saying where are they?
You're saying you're saying why they didn't do anything, but at least it's not where are they. Period. Like we're still asking where's Maeve? Like where was she?
I'm asking where's Kate at? Where the Black Magneto at? Where's who else survived in that? The girls you saw with the hair and the one that got the tail, and you know what I'm saying?
The brother that could fly. Remember
the brother that can fly. All these people are left together and was shown as if like, okay, we're gonna form this team. Because matter of fact, Starlight had them doing some side missions and all that stuff. It was supposed to be so important. They're supposed to link right into this last season. Y'all completely ignored that. So my thing is, so did both of the showrunners for each of the show, they didn't get together and talk?
I mean, we've seen it happen before. Nothing? We've seen that nothing.
We've seen it happen before. We got MCU happening, right? We have Daredevil got Spider-Man. They're collabing together.
I think they was severely thinking that season 3 was going to be a thing. That's why I kind of hit as a shot like they're not doing it. Because they said instead of having season 3, we're going to just tie them in to Vault Rising. They're not going anywhere.
Mention question on that, BA. So you saying you think that you think they decided to what they did is a kind of reaction to them not having a season 3? Is that what you're saying? Or you saying like they thought they were gonna have a season 3, which is why they played it the way they played it?
Right. But once they realized they wasn't gonna be able to have a season 3, because they said, well, you're tying too much. Like every storyline that you're creating for season 3 is pretty much having to do with the boys post Homelander death. Like it's all this connection. So instead of saying, okay, come back for Gen V season 3, we're gonna kill that, and we're just gonna have you in Vault Rising. So everything that you're saying that season 3 would be, it's just going to be in Vault Rising. That's
I
what
don't
I
think
think.
so. I don't think so, because I think Void Rising going to focus on the main ones. I think there may be flashes forward, but I think those flashes are only going to relate to those characters. Because remember, those characters are still alive. They were still alive, present. I mean, remember we went from Clara to Liberty to Stormfront. She was alive that whole time.
I think that's a huge understatement in a sense, whereas though it's so much more story to be told, so many more questions that needs to be had, and he never said that it's going to stay in. It's not Welcome to Derry Chapter 1.
No,
Like it's not that. It just said Vault Rising. Fill in the blanks after that.
but I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to try and integrate them into the boys Mexico more so than Vault Rising. I think they're going to try and integrate those because we don't know anything about the boys Mexico except Diego Luna's in it.
So supposedly they just now starting to write it.
Yeah, so I'm saying that way you could be like, oh, well, let's go ahead and work these characters in. They came from Canada because remember they also will be up in Canada. Some happened in Mexico, and they teamed up with Diego Luna's character and formed the boys version of Mexico. Because like I said, that makes more sense than having a group. Because like I said, the main focus, all the stuff we've seen in the trailers from Vault Rising is the stuff from the 50s and 60s with them, and it's supposed to be to focus on all those legacy characters. You know that they're being puppets of Clary and I forgot what Vaught's first name was. But her husband.
Yeah, I've been saying because Dr. Bot pretty much. No, because you like you said, Big J, they only have Bombshell, Geisha,
Bombsight, Golden Geisha,
Bombshell, Bombsight,
Torpedo, Private Angel, and Soldier Boy.
But out of all of them, I think Soldier Boy, Bombsight, and Geisha's the only one that's alive.
We don't know. I mean, because we didn't see Bombsight. Bombsight wasn't. They were mentioned in passing, and like so that's the thing. They were just mentioned in passing. So I don't know.
He was in episode 6 when he got the.
That's what I'm saying. But until then, we had not seen any of those guys.
No, but I'm saying we know that they're alive though to do the flash forward thing, like the BA was saying, to do the flash forward thing.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I can see that, but I'm saying I don't think they're going to be like I don't think they're going to flash them forward to the Gen V kids interacting with those people. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't have to interact with them.
Yeah, they don't have to interact with them.
See, I think the wool over the eye is the fact that you think that it's going to be about that core group of guys, a core group of team. Is what they're advertising, but clearly we can see what they advertise and does not mean it was going to happen within their advertisement, within their story.
We learned that this season.
I think it's going to be solely focused on Vault itself versus the characters around Vault. So you're going to see Vault rise in 2 different time periods, and I think that's intriguing enough to get people to watch. You just how many people you think going to watch this series? The fact that it's going to be all right. You got a Soldier Boy when he was younger, and all these other people when they was younger. We got about 2 years of that, in a sense, and then that's going to be we're going to wrap it up after that, because they're going to progress to the point where Soldier Boy got to be put on ice, like he's got to go over to Russia and stuff like that. Like things happen, so we're not going to continue this. It's not. No one's going to waste their time too much if they're not incorporating things that really happen, or it can shape the way things happen in the future or something. No one's going to watch it. That's my opinion.
Or what they'll do is probably add the Gen V characters to the Boys Mexico. I can see something like that. Yeah, that's probably where we get them. I think they already said. I think your boy already said that they'll probably be in some type of something. They'll show up sometime in the future or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm also hearing rumors too that they might do something with Ryan too. So if they're gonna do something with Ryan, then chances are he do got his power still. But
because Ryan and Chloe have a connection. Old girl's daughter.
Now where they at?
Well, remember she ran off with her daddy. Yeah, but now that Sam Edgar's back in charge and Homeland is dead, I'm sure that she'll pop back up.
And that's why I say this whole thing is around Vault, aka Stan Edgar. You're gonna see like a 1980s version of Stan Edgar Here you going to see a 2026 version of Stan Edgar, and it's going to eventually be his show to run in a sense. So people that he's dealing with and his trauma, the fact that his daughter, quote unquote, well, his granddaughter and his his son-in-law in a sense, they still have the ability to get rid of Soups if they wanted to. He's still alive. Like it's so many different threads that we can continue on. Whereas I just don't. And to base all this in Mexico, nah, I just don't believe it. I don't. We're not. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. We're going to see Vault rise 2 different times. That's what I think.
You could be right, or if it's not in one season, BA, it might do it in like season 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be the first
season 2. Yeah. I can see something like that. I can see it. Now I was gonna say, bro, another thing too, man, was underwhelming for me. I think y'all heard me say it. I've been talking about the deaths. Like I said, if y'all been reading, I read the boys' book, man. Literally everybody died except for Huey. You know what I'm saying? It this season didn't seem very impactful. It felt like it was very check the boxes off. Okay, we got that question there, solved that. Okay, check that question. Okay, check. It's like, wait, hold on. Like it didn't flow. Nothing seemed like it flowed. It seemed like it was very, paint by the numbers. You know what I mean? So, now the deep dying, I mean, it was a little satisfaction to that, but like you said, BJ, the way he died, I'm just like, I kind of feel he was gonna do something where somebody was gonna throw him in the water, but it didn't make any sense. Because remember, I even told y'all, I said, if you're gonna throw him in the water, you gotta go far deep into the the middle of the ocean and then drop him. Don't put him nowhere near the shore or nothing, because he gonna have the opportunity to hurry up and swim back to the shore or whatever. And what they end up doing, they had him near the shore, which now people are like, why you didn't just swim to the shore? You can swim fast. Why didn't you just swim to the shore?
No, he's swimming like me. I saw him in there. He was swimming slow.
He couldn't move. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? I was like, I was close, but no cigar. But yeah, man, that was very underwhelming, bro. The only thing that was close to the comic book was when Huey, ended up killing Butcher. That was it. Like Butcher actually went crazy after killing all the Suits died, by the way, and that virus was a huge part of that. They completely had they hyped the virus up from Gen V all the way up to the middle part of this season, and it was like, no more virus. He said, what's that? A what? A what? I ain't never heard of that before. What are you talking about? We're finna go ahead and make Kimiko into a female version of Soldier Boy. That's what we about to do. And it's like, well, that must have been something they just wrote like midway through their writing of this show or something, bro. God, you can't tell me that like, you know what?
The virus.
Or maybe, like this right here. Oh, go ahead, BJ.
So last we heard that Billy Butcher put the virus in the sprinkler system, and then what happened? What happened? So I'm sure he did, because I think he really wanted to do it. But I'm saying, so my thing is, what happened? Did y'all go and purify the water in the sprinkler system? Did it not get dispersed some kind of way? What happened? Did Huey go back and tell them that the water was in there, or is it still in there? Because so like a lot of, and here's the thing that does piss me off though is these showrunners is like, I'm sorry, you guys aren't basically like, you thought it was gonna be all plot driven. You're trying to blame the fans like y'all too stupid to understand the brilliance of my ending. No, you didn't stick to the source material, which we understand, because you have to make it different. Otherwise, they could just
I'm not one of those people like, man, it got to be exactly like the book, because we've seen it so many times where people take liberties from the comic. I'm fine with that, but bro, you should have took a little bit more liberties from the comic on this last season, bro. That would have stuck the landing, and a lot of people would have been like, yo, what? You would have been the most talked about show for the good and not the bad.
Yeah, they did so many. There were so many things that they fumbled on this. That's what's frustrating. Because, like I said, because Soldier Boy was basically the best thing about season 3, and he was one of the funniest things in season 5.
He took over.
Then you put him up in.
I think you're 100% right, Jay. And I think that was their like their old-ish moment, right? Like, if I'm going with the whole promotion thing, in which I do think that they was promoting other stuff. Well, I don't think they realized how good Soldier Boy was in this season, to the point where it was like, not like good as in good versus evil, but just how much he stood out. You know how much he gravitated, how much he was stealing the scenes in those things. I don't think they realized how much they was doing with that, and they was like, I don't know what to do with this entity that is Soldier Boy. Like Jensen did such a great job in a sense, whereas though it was like, now yes, am I promoting Vault Rising? Yes. Did I mean to do it this good? No, I didn't mean for Jensen to act the way he had. I didn't mean for him to steal the show because we have no ending for him because his ending is going to be something else. We have no ending for him at the end of the season. And then they ran it. They put their foot in their butt.
They also said though, here's the crazy. They also said that the character, his character in Vault Rising is going to be totally different because he's not going to be the jaded, funny thing that we see. He's going to be like this. They say he's going to be kind of like innocent, wide-eyed, and wanting to be an actual hero, not the dude we saw in this show. Yeah. So it's like and I think they realized what he was.
He actually was trained and stuff before they went. They went to turn it into a darn advertisement, walking advertisements or whatever.
My thing is, it's like, once again, I think they knew what he was because I think that's why they did the whole spinoff, because I think they saw him in season 3 and thought, man, he's that good. He needs his own show because he has as much presence as home. Because he was cutting Homelander down, and it was believing. Even like they had him hyped up, where he punched Homelander, and didn't he make Homelander bleed when he punched him that time about
yeah, I think it was I think he did.
Yeah, he punched him in blade.
Yeah, but it wasn't. He knew it wasn't enough though.
Oh, he wouldn't. I think he could. I think he knew, and I think Homelander knew he could take him out if he wanted to. Because Homelander, as we knew, can't fight. He was just strong. He's been just strong.
Who taking who out?
I think Soldier Boy could take Homelander out.
Absolutely not.
He got the whole chest X-ray in his going.
I think strength-wise, they are blow for blow. I think Homelander for the flight and the X-ray eyes and all that, but he's got the chest thing.
That's a huge advantage to have.
But he's got the chest thing, which neutralize all that.
Activate.
It doesn't. So as we saw in season 5, he didn't have to get angry and upset to activate. He remember he said when he told Bomb Sight, he's like, "I'll take away your immortality." He just did it. He didn't have to get mad and hyped and all this and out of control. He just did it. And that's another thing. Like we talked about, you gonna test chemicals powers one time on one person, and then like, all right, let's go to White House now. She blasts one girl one time.
We ready? Let's go.
We ready? Everybody, all right, let's go. Mount up, get in the car. And I'm like, wait, you're not gonna practice? You know what I'm saying? She ain't home. You spend more time giving it to her than having her learn how to use it.
Yeah, and that's true.
It's also, we knew you had to get mad in order to use it. Okay, well, what is your plan on in the day? He's like, okay, we got this thing. All right,
what if it didn't work? What if it didn't work? If Sister Sage didn't make you mad to hit her with it, we wouldn't even know. You would have got there like, dude, I can't do it, y'all. I'm sorry. Like, wait, hold on. What? We in the middle of the fight with this dude, and you tell him you can't work it? Like, okay. Now I was gonna go back to what you said, Big J, about the showrunner, and it's funny, bro. I brought this up, man. I think I brought this up a couple shows ago when I said a lot of these people who got these shows, right, like the Stranger Things, the Game of Thrones of the world, right? You have all these showrunners, man, make these excuses up before the show come out. We always see this, bro, and it's like that should be a red flag for a lot of people, man. And so, like I said, you hype it up. You told us that the guy, man, was sitting there making fun of Stranger Things. Remember that? Mm-hmm. You was making fun of Stranger Things season finale and all that stuff, and you turn around and do the exact same thing. You hype it up, and it was underwhelming. You did the same thing, and now you want to play, now you want to cry and all that stuff, man, and play victim. It's like, bro, you hyped it up. We're only going by what you did, what you said. We're not making this stuff up. You said that. Then on top of that, like you said, BJ, the marketing is showing us, man. I think you called it too when we showed that poster with the whole White House poster thing. Mm-hmm. He was like, man, they're not gonna have that in the show.
Well, he said we don't have a budget for that. He said that in the interview. He said we don't really have the budget to do a big, huge.
They gotta stop doing that, then, bro. Because they even showed him flying over the earth or whatever, and everything just looking like it was just total chaos. Bro, y'all had total chaos in this one area, or should I say this one room? Because one room wasn't even really an area. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like. Yeah, they gotta stop going cheap, man. Look, if you're not gonna just go full fledged with it, bro, you might well don't do it at all.
But you act like Amazon got money. They don't have a budget for that. They don't have Amazon don't have unlimited money, sir. You act like it's some mega corporation like bought in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't the dude just buy a $400 million yacht or some trash not too long ago? You can't put some of that money into this goddamn show?
Look, sir,
Really give
once
us what we
again,
wanted?
you can't blame him because they don't have money.
Right.
Amazon is not VOT. They don't have like TV shows and rocket companies and a delivery worldwide sell every product on demand. You act like you can just go on your phone and buy products from Amazon like it's VOT.
My
You know what I'm
bad.
saying? No,
That'd
that's
be
not
nice if
happening.
you could, though,
They
huh?
don't have their
That'd be
own
nice if
TV
you could.
shows and movies and own their own movie studio. No, this is real life, sir. They don't have unlimited money. They don't just print money like that. You know, you act like he the second richest man on the planet or something.
My bad. I apologize. Sorry, trashy Amazon guy. Listen, man. Like I said, bro, I gotta get y'all thoughts on this. Actually, one more question before we move on. Did this season or / episode change your whole entire thought process of the show? Yeah, I know I have to ask y'all that because I asked y'all that on other shows, like with Peacemaker. Did it change your whole entire thought process about the show?
Go ahead, BA. I'll see what you say.
I think they was being greedy, and I think it bit him in the ass a little bit.
I understand that, bro.
So I think that's what that was. They wasn't as raw and as raunchy as seasons before.
Right.
The humor took a. I mean, I guess with higher stakes, the humor is not going to be there. I guess I can go with that, but it wasn't. It just wasn't the same show. If it wasn't for the characters themselves and Homelander being Homelander, and we just kind of wanted to see how he went out, I don't think that it would have went over well. So yeah, it did kind of change it for me a little bit.
Hey, Big J, I've seen some people online was kind of siding with you. They said they didn't want to see Homelander die. They wanted to see him like suffer and all that stuff with no powers.
Well, he also explained that too prior to the ending, which was another dumb thing he did. He said that if you leave Homelander die, as we've seen before with Chemical and other people, if you lose it,
you can get his powers back.
Yeah, he just go take more Compound V and he'd have his powers right back.
Yeah.
So that's why I said he couldn't be left alive.
He had to die.
But once again, why I say that 2 weeks before the show come out, but hey, what do I know? I don't know, man.
So you still think it's top tier, or this season take you out of it?
I think the season diminished it for me, because it sullied the overall experience. Because, like you said, if you see from season to season, we get the jokes. Acting stayed great. Like I said, Anthony Starr did a great job. Billy Butcher's Carl Urban did a great job. Even Randy Quaid's son, I forgot his name.
Jack.
Huey.
Jack Quaid. Yeah, when he was doing when he did that Billy Butcher impersonation, I was like, is that really him talking?
I thought it was too. I'm like,
he was like, I was like, whoa, dude.
It's diabolical. I'm like, oh, dude, what?
That, and then even when Butcher broke into
what you just over, what you're saying, the individual characters kept you invested. The storyline, the showrunner, everything else around. So it's a rarity. Even with Peacemaker in how that ended, John Cena didn't keep me invested. The show was the episode was so bad, it didn't matter about John Cena no more. You know what I'm saying? So this show, even as scripted as incomplete as it was the characters that kind of pushed us through. And I think they did a hell of a job, and they're not going to get the credit that they probably deserve because they sold it. They made the script out of nothing in a sense, really.
No, I think they all did. Like, because if you go, man, I went back and watched a bunch of stuff with Anthony Starr, and they were showing like just different clips of him throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
That dude should win Emmys because his acting is top notch. Like he's one of the people you believe he's that crazy, and I've even seen him do interviews where. He seems like the nicest guy in the world, but like he's doing like Comic-Con stuff where he'll just switch into Homelander mode, and it's like, oh shoot, he's here. You know what I mean? That's what.
Now,
I
was gonna say, BA. I was gonna ask you: is it because the characters kept you invested, or is it because you wanted to see where the characters would end up? We're so invested in them, leading all the way up to that point. Let me see how their story ends or how it finishes or whatever.
I think both can be applied.
Okay.
I think both can be applied, and I'm not even like fencing here. I think both can be true. Yeah.
No, you're right. It could be. Let me say, BJ.
So, like I said, when we're talking about moments that I was really bought into, like when Butcher came into the Oval Office and he hit that Daddy's Home thing, I thought that was funny because that's Butcher 100%.
That Butcher,
but
yes.
What took me out of it a little bit was Homeland begging at the end. That was like,
he added that ish line, like I eat ish or whatever. Anthony Starr added that. He added it, and they kept it in.
But you saw everybody's face, like even the Butcher's face, he was like, he was like, you nasty.
But you know what's crazy though? I wasn't surprised by how he acted on that part. Like that seemed very like you said, he's always been the most powerful guy on the planet. He don't have to train to fight and all that type of stuff. I'm just real powerful. I could just take you up into the space or whatever and drop you off like he did the fake Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? And so when he finally got those powers taken away and he tried to defend himself, Butcher was just like blocking punches and sit down, man. You weak or whatever, right? And so that's when he was kind of realized, like, oh, hold on, I'm sorry, don't kill me, blah blah blah. And so when I saw that part, I was like, that seems very Homelanderish without powers.
But when he tried to fly, man, that was hilarious. When he did a little bunny hop. He got about 6 inches off the ground.
And he started this thing, yo. Butcher's reaction when he realized. Butcher's reaction when he realized that Homelander wasn't like beat up no more. He was just like the transition in his facial expressions was like buddy, it's over now. The happiness that happened from being unsure to happy. Like I said, the actors themselves did a great job.
Yeah, he was like, oh, okay. You got
no powers.
Okay. Yeah, a little smirk. Like, oh, okay. He didn't need no crowbar or nothing. He said, put that down. Straight hands.
Oh, but somebody else about the fact, how come that crowbar didn't bend when they was slinging up against Homelander? When both of them beat up and you beat each other with a crowbar. How's that crowbar not bending?
The crowbar has also.
Yeah, the crowbar. His V powers go through the crowbar.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like
a lightsaber. It used it.
No, I was saying he got that crowbar that the Wrecking Crew had. You know what I'm saying, for Marvel. Never break it. So
there you go.
I thought it had a kyber crystal inside, and it was
yeah,
it's like that. Okay, we switching genres and
crossovers, man. Yeah, multiverse. All right, Phil, let's get to these ratings, man. See what y'all think with the Kaioken rating. It's gonna be interesting right here. Big J, scale of 1 to 10. What you give it?
Talking about the series, the season, or
let's do this
finale?
Because I was gonna ask y'all what before this series started. I mean, before this season, what was your Kaioken rating before the season, and then what's your Kaioken after?
I would probably get The Boys. It was probably the 9 overall, 9 to 9.25. I said as a series before the season started.
What was it after the season?
I think this season dropped it down to probably an 8. Like I said, because the 5 years of The Boys, or 4 years prior to this, and even the Gen V stuff, I still consider that The Boys. I still think that was all good writing, good show, good action, good humor, all that. And I think this did kind of give us a letdown, and so I drop it down a little over a point for that.
So what do you give this season as a whole?
This season, probably a 6.
Jesus, okay.
It felt like a trailer. It felt like this season did not feel like a season of The Boys. It felt like, we got to set this stuff up here, but we want everybody to watch next. And I'm like, when you start doing that, you lose the essence of the show.
Bro, this felt like they had another season coming.
Yeah.
Like this is just a regular throwaway season. Like, this season 3. We got 4 coming.
I'm trying to tell you, they got another season coming. They just changed the name.
But what you give, BA? What do you give the first 4 seasons, and then what do you give it after this?
Oh man. Well, good job,
Oh,
BJ.
and then what do you give this actual season? Like, so 3, you give me 3 numbers. The first 4, then the
How it is
5
after
total,
the season, and then the season.
and then this
itself.
season. Yeah.
All right. 1 through 4, the way it was progressing. Even A Train, man. A Train found himself, man, and I was so proud of A
Yeah,
Train,
bro.
man.
RP, man.
It was hovering around a 9, not 9.3, something like that. It was really good. I guess overall, I'll say that for last. This season itself, yeah, it's definitely a 7.5.
Okay.
So I guess overall, like I said, like around an 8. You know, it has no other choice but to bring it down a little bit. Yeah, it's just the individuals themselves. It's not enough character arc. It just wasn't. Homelander was just straight to Homelander until he died. The Deep. I mean, how many chances did he get to try to do some type of redemption?
God.
Never got it.
Even at the end, when she was fighting, she was like,
and I think that's why she took him to. Everyone keep asking that question. I think that's why she
took
did
to the beach.
That's why she took him to the beach. She gave him one last out. Go be free. She was completely unbothered about him and his powers. I think that's how advanced I think she is. And then I guess she thought if things go left, I can always fly out of here. Like you can't. Once I fly, you can't catch up with me in a sense, right? So I think she was unbothered, and she was like, "Yo, I brought you home. Go be free. Stop listening to Homelander." I think that was the last effort. And then she just punched him into that. She could have killed him. She punched him into the water, and then the water killed him. So she was just like, "Yo, just get out of here." Like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Oh, okay, let me go back to my people. But yeah, it's just it. I mean, Starlight, she found her people, and that was about it. Like, she didn't get too much of a redemption from that. Like, that was damn near a waste of sceneries. A couple scenes when she went home. Like, this season missed the mark a lot, man. And they could have landed very easily, and they didn't. So yeah, let's just go with that. 7.5 overall. Let's just call it an 8.
Damn. Also missed the mark, man, with the Supernatural reunion. Remember that?
I say that too, because
they hyped that up like it's gonna be a whole season. Like, oh, okay, come here. They even showed behind the scenes of them guys taking pictures together and all that.
They should have. I mean, I guess they can't do it for the prequel series of it, but they made it seem like Bomb Sight was the dude.
The dude, yeah.
As long of a stretch that Bomb Sight had, even though he was only in for like 1 or 2 shows, it was like they had moments. They was talking to each other and stuff. They made that seem like that was the Supernatural reunion versus he was just a former speedster, or he's still a speedster, and that was it. He just cameos. Like he was just mixed in with the rest of the cameos. Yeah, they did bad.
They did bad, all the way bad. I'm with y'all. Before the first 4 seasons, I'm gonna give it like a 9, a 9.4, maybe a 9.3, somewhere around there. Oh man, I'm trying to be nice, y'all. This season, y'all heard my gripe from episode 4. I was at episode 4 griping. So BJ, you said a 6. BJ, you said a 7.5.
BJ, you said a 6
for this season, yeah.
Yeah. This I'm
gonna stay at a 7. I'm dropping it down to a 7, man.
Yeah, I'm going 5.5, bro. I didn't like this season at all. Bro, and I'm staying consistent. Y'all heard me all season, bro. I was like, yo, I'm asking y'all questions. I thought maybe I heard something. Like, am I tripping? Like I said, even my wife was like, what's going on? Like, she asked me stuff like this in the comments. They they're taking liberties from the comments, not straight from the comments, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't like it, y'all. I didn't like it at all. Especially and then I was scared this was gonna happen. Yeah, you kind of gave me a little bit of confidence. going into that very last episode. I'm like, I hope BA right. I hope you right. Other than Cuz and Big J, they both were negative. Like, nah, I don't think it's going. Cuz called this. When I asked what episode, around episode 3, I think I asked this, and I think Cuz called it. He said, I don't think they're gonna stick to landing. And I'm like, nah, come on, bro. You got like 4 or 5 episodes. What are we doing? Let's get it together, man. What we doing? And I think around like episode like 6 is when I'm thinking like, yo, it's about to go down, right? When he got the V1 and all that, we thinking, oh, it's a wrap. Like, how they gonna get out of this? Then we got 7. BJ said, yeah, her eating ice cream and skipping and holding hands in the park and all that. Like, how you get from 6 to 7? Like, what are we doing? So now I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and just let the show play out. I'm not gonna judge it. And then we got to 8. I'm just like, okay. Yeah, 5.5, y'all. I'm getting to 5.5. I'm sorry. For this season, but overall for the series, man, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8. I know that 5 don't bounce out well with the 9, whatever I gave it, but yeah, I'm gonna give it. You said 7.5 BA overall.
I dropped it to a 7 with Joe 6 with Joe 5.5. I had to be a little bit more. It's a 7 for me. I still kind of enjoyed it, guys. It's just
I don't want to be harsh on the whole series, bro. I'm gonna say 8.
It is what it is, bro. Like, that's how you feel. That's how. I'm trying not to.
I was trying going into this episode, and I said if it was gonna be bad, I told myself I'm gonna try not to just judge the whole entire, like we did. Like I said, we always use Peacemaker as an example. I'm trying my best not to judge the whole entire show. No. It's not Peacemaker. Peacemaker's better for sure. But I just, man.
All right. So here's the thing, right? Real, when it comes to all this, if a show has a rocky start because you haven't got your footing and all that, and you're trying to feel the characters out and all that, that's okay. And you develop that on the way. When you've had 7 years of storytelling and then you don't know how to wrap it up, that's what kills a season.
Yeah.
That's what kills a series.
Yes. That's just why I was saying what I was saying about the 5 or whatever. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. So that's the problem with these shows that don't know how to do good finales. Because, like I said, we can forgive. Because I've seen, like, I remember when I saw the first Family Guys, they look rough. If you go back now and watch the first, it all looks rough. But they hit their stride and started being funny about 2-3 years in. And now, but like I said, if you look at this show, it was at its peak 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know, and like I said, the fact that the showrunners themselves seem to be like, oh, let's move on to this next thing. Let's finish up this kill everybody.
Let's just rush this and then you know what I'm saying?
Because I'm really excited about this new show I'm about to start, and that's what it seems like, and that's the product we got was. I'm finished with this. I'm gonna go and do something else. So here, take this, and then don't complain about it. If you complain about it, it's because you don't understand my brilliance, and it's your fault. You know, forget about the marketing where we show stuff that we didn't put in the screen.
They play themselves. It is what it is. And which that's what I said. Like, I mean, not said I said it, but just the egos of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Just if your thought process was to hold off as much as you can, so instead of giving you 100% of the season that we deserve, we can get away with giving y'all 70% of it if it's 70, and we're gonna spend that 30%, that extra into like post boys, whatever it is, before prequels, Mexico, whatever. But let's just say post boys. Then it's like, yeah, you actually you played this because you thinking that you're gonna get all these viewers back, and that's the ego part of it, right? That's the you know, and that's when it comes in, and it's here, and it's ugly right now. So, you know, they got some PR, some PR to do. You know, they're gonna get that vault team on it, you know, and they're gonna get Ashley on the joint, and she gonna spend some stuff. You know, that's just what.
Even that was anticlimactic, but it's like, wait, Ashley she just gets fired. That's it. It's like,
and impeached and prosecuted.
Like the same day. I was like, wait a second. It don't go that
30
fast.
minutes ago, and then they show her. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
she's president. Like, yeah, you know, I sent them in there to stop the whole. That was 30 minutes ago. She just got impeached. Like,
and then they're arrested by the FBI, CIA. They carry it off. Never seen Congress move that
man.
fast.
Let's go ahead and turn the page here, y'all. Let's get to these questions and comments, y'all. Then we call it the afternoon or morning or whatever it is. Somebody really was saying, want to say hello.
What's happening?
What's that? Tucker? Yeah, it says hi. And it says hello.
Might be
Then
new,
waves.
We talk at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying,
It
hi,
says,
bro.
I'm saying hi, bro. Did it say Big J? I
That's
said
your
hi.
people.
I do.
No, he was saying that while BJ was talking. It's like, bro, we do the like you said, BJ, we do the comments and the questions after the show, man. Cause we that's how we flow. The show flows, and that way we just take care of the comments and all that stuff toward the end of the show. But we thank
Hi,
you.
Tucker family.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching, man. Thank you for watching. AK, I'm just gonna talk about AK. He says Soldier Boy versus Butcher versus Homelander in the finale would have been so cool.
God, we seen that though.
When Huey was in that fight with season 3? Yeah, season 3.
You talking about your favorite episode, BJ? What was it called? Hero Gasm. That we really didn't get anything for it. But whatever. They hyped that one up too, and it was like, oh, okay.
Just like the Supernatural Union, it was 15 minutes of a show.
Hey man, we got this reunion. Y'all gonna love this, man. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna take over the whole entire season. Oh, okay. 5 seconds.
I sneezed and missed it
for 5 seconds. Yeah, you sneezed. Matter of fact, I think I was picking something off the floor. My dogs had threw. I picked it up, looked up, they were gone. It's like, oh well, my bad. I'll rewind it later and check it out. But they told us it's gonna be the greatest thing ever. So the lies they tell. Dean says, I think they just heavily nerfed Homelander, which a lot of people are talking about that too. The fact that why he didn't just laser Kimiko while she was powering up. And then remember, I think he moved with 3 soups off of him when it was at Hero Gasm. Just kind of threw him off of him and then flew off. They were talking about the fact that he can move so fast that he was keeping up with A-Train, but he couldn't move fast enough to get out the Oval Office. But
so let me ask y'all a question about that. Do you think they slowed it down so we could visually see Ryan snatching him out? We're not even going. Okay, all right, cool. I get it. No problem.
No, because what did we just see in episode 7? What did I just say? When French had tapped on the wall, Homelander appeared.
Right there.
He was like,
he then teleported. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like, but then he's so slow he can't get away from Homelander.
But they slowed it down so we can see Ryan catch him in the air, right? Because it would have been too fast for our eyes to process it. Okay, all right, cool, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, did you get your check from Kripke yet? It already came, I'm guessing.
I was saying they nerfed him, bro. They nerfed him, man.
That's how you pay for that paint behind him. That's that Kripke money. That's what it is.
He said they should have let him fly off and destroy America whilst they're all trying to stop him. And that's what we were saying. The posters and stuff tell you all that stuff, man. Like they're gonna really be out here, just like I said, the soups and all that. Like I said in the comments, he actually gathered the soups to take over the planet or whatever, bro. But we didn't get none of that because he wanted to be his own person. Remember, he cut the 7 off. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want no other superheroes help. Remember, All Father, he was kind of telling him some stuff, but he wasn't listening no more. All that, he wanted to be his own guy or whatever. So
All Father, we ain't even talking about Slip. God damn.
Hey, he got the black boat treatment. You know what I mean?
Definitely got the black boat treatment.
And that's what they say he was supposed to be, black boat. So he also says not really. He said still a great show. Okay, so he said that it's just he did take him out of it. It's still a great show to him. I mean, I understand. He says what's that? How you pronounce it?
Why Starlight? Oh, Adidia.
I apologize for butchering your name there. He says why Starlight took deep near the sea. She didn't probably know he was excommunicado from the water. I think BA explained it pretty well, man. That's a good point. I didn't look at it like what BA said. The fact that she was probably just trying to give him another chance. Because remember, literally everybody was giving him a chance. Like, Deep, look, man, do the right thing, and he wasn't trying to hear it, man. So, I that's you know what, BA, I can see that. I can see that reasoning, bro. I can see that reasoning.
BA said you're looking at it wrong.
It's Starlight at the end of the day, man. It's Starlight.
When I'm looking at it from the lens of my check, I gave this a 12 out of 10.
Okay, this one 100 out of 10.
Oh, also here's the question though. Okay, to the person who said that we were being harsh, or that they was expecting them to go fly, Homelander to fly and start doing this destruction. They didn't have the budget for that, and once again, I will point to another show on Amazon Prime by the name.
I know you're gonna bring it up. Go ahead.
What's the name of the show? I forget. What's that show with the daddy and the son? Real, you know what I'm talking about? Have you?
Talking about, bro? Talking about
I was trying to give you that.
Oh, that show. Okay.
The fact that you can cue it up so fast and we're not even on that season that's hilarious, my guy.
Bro, that's gonna be a drop for the ages. I'm keeping that one, bro.
That's the thing, though. We saw, like I said, how cheap how famously cheap they are with the animation for that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we thought they were gonna spend all this money on all this stuff. I'm like, come on, man, they ain't doing that. That's just
it's like the animation in the first what was it 2 seasons of The Boys isn't like, oh my god, like it ain't like Into the Spider-Verse animation or nothing. It's like, bro, it's hand drawn 2D. Like, just why that right there is not just far and beyond what y'all are giving us now. So why does it cost more? I don't understand, but I'm not a production runner, I guess. I don't know how that works, but yeah, this guy here, I don't know who he is. He says, fellas, who is this guy right here, man? I think BA and BJ. Man?
Wait, what's his name? Did he change his name? Because that's not what his name used to. I thought it was King in Black. That says King Key Black.
He got two accounts.
Oh, okay. Why did Rail freeze up?
Is he froze? It definitely froze.
Yeah, he ain't that shocked. Oh no.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, and then he asked pretty much the same question on our other viewing. But yeah, listen, man, we definitely appreciate everybody, man, rocking with your boys for another episode, man, of Cuz We Geek'd. Cuz will be back with us on Tuesday. I'm gonna try to go watch. I'm trying to go watch Mandalorian here, man.
And Grogu.
Wife. Who?
And Grogu.
Baby Yoda, BJ. It's called Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, bro. Come on, don't do that, bro. You be disrespectful.
You want people to call Remy Ratatouille, ain't you? You want
to? Oh, and then they talking about your boy, B.A. Dave Filoni, talking about they got real big plans for old Grogu in the future, man.
I would say comment for Tuesday's episode.
Okay. Oh, okay. Listen, we'll be back here on Tuesday, like BA just said. We'll be back on Tuesday, man. We're gonna talk Mandalorian and Grogu. So y'all guys can go catch that movie, man. Join us for that conversation. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate the subscribe we just got here. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit the likes, and also if you guys have any comments about the boys, hit the comment section, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about the show. With all that being said, man, it's your boy Real. Got Big J in the building. We got BA in the building, Cuz We Geek'd, where we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. We'll be back here on Tuesday. Stay geeked. And we out.